So John Wall looking out for Derrick Rose, saying that if he was in his position, he'd sit out the rest of the way. We're joined by NBA analyst Chris Mullin, who ran a team, an executive in the NBA. If John Wall is your player and he has that same comment, what do you say to him?
Well, it's a little more detailed than that, because there is a connection here between John Wall and Derrick Rose. They both played for John Calipari in college, so I think there's a friendship there, a connection. John Wall also rehabbed off a knee injury, so more talking from his experience. In general, I would say I would refer back to Pat Riley's comments to Danny Ainge as far as talking about another player or another organization. In general, you want people to worry about their own team and their own players.
How about Rose himself? The team, from what I understand, the team has kind of okayed him to play. He'd been practicing to play in games now, but yet Rose has yet to do so. If you're in his position and you've had an injury that you had to come back from in the NBA, how much is the mental a part of this equation? It's
a huge part, and they have to be in sync. If you know, structurally you can be fine and your MRI reads you're 100%. It's another thing to be in the weight room and strengthening your leg. It's a whole nother thing to go out and play full tilt, NBA speed, with no second guessing yourself. And I do think Derrick Rose, knowing his work ethic and how dedicated he is to the game, physically I think he's getting there. From what I'm getting from him and just from reading some different articles, there is some apprehension to him. And a big part of his game is explosion, coming to a 2-foot stop. And if he does not feel 100% confident in his leg, he's not ready to go, no matter what the MRI says, no matter what the doctors say. I've had a few different surgeries over my career, and I remember one time I was rehabbing my right hand. I had a hand surgery, and it got to the point where, you know, the doctor said, well, it's your non-shooting hand. I'm saying I actually shoot the ball with both hands. So I do need both my hands. It's kind of like your non-walking foot. So everything needs to be in sync 100%. And I think Derrick Rose is doing the right thing and being honest with himself and his team. When he's ready, he'll be out there.
I'm going to ask you to put your front office hat on one more time here. If you're running the Bulls and Rose is in the situation he's in, I'm just curious if he's feeling any kind, you know, playoffs are right around the corner. If he's feeling any kind of pressure from the team, from the higher-ups to say, hey, you got to get back on the court. You know, we need you to make a run for the title. Do you suppose any of that's going on at all?
I could speak from my own experience, the way I handled players and injuries. 100%, you leave it to the doctors and the player. They dictate. And this situation here with Derrick Rose, where I think he's been medically cleared. The next hurdle is having the player feel comfortable coming back, and he gets as much time he needs. You do not want him coming back until he's 100% mentally and physically confident in his body.
For now, the Chicago Bulls soldier on without their best player. For NBA analyst Chris Mullin, I'm Jim Basketball. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com.